welcome to episode number 4 in the NASCAR Thunder 2004 career mode. Today, just gonna go ahead and take on Atlanta. All our stuff's still under repair right now. It will be until, I believe, what's the 6th race? Bristol? Yeah. So, okay, well, I will see you at the race start.
EA Sports welcomes you to Hampton, Georgia, site of today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Bass Pro Shops MBNA 500. I think we're in for some incredible racing, judging by this track's history.
There sure have been some incredible finishes here at Atlanta. In the March race of 2001, Kevin Harvick beat Jeff Gordon to the checkered by mere inches to win his first NASCAR Winston Cup race. Given the circumstances and the emotion of that victory, that is one that people will talk about for decades to come.
An unusual back-of-the-pack start for Johnny Benson.
I spoke to the crew chief this morning and he told me they just missed the setup in qualifying. But he expects his driver to make his way up through the field and get a good finish without much problem.
The 56 car finds himself in a bit of a slump.
I believe they've got a chance to turn their luck around here. Those guys have been working extra hard this week, and I think it just may pay off for them in the end.
And here's the starting lineup for the race. Starting out front are the Altel Dodge and the M&M's Ford. Starting in row 2 will be the DuPont Chevrolet and the 2 car. In row 3 are the Lowe's Chevrolet and the Tide Pontiac. In row 4 are the Rubbermaid Sharpie Ford and the O2 car. Sterling Marlin, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will start in the 9th spot. In row 6 we have the Dale Jr. Chevrolet and the Stacker 2 Dodge. Starting from row 7 will be the Citgo Ford and the U.S. Army Pontiac. In the 8th row are the Motorcraft Ford and the Caterpillar Dodge. In the 9th row, we have the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge and the America Online Chevrolet. In the 10th row are the Hooters Ford and the Granger Ford. Starting the race from row 11 are the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. The 12th row has the BAM Racing Dodge and the Net Zero Pontiac. Starting the race from row 13 will be the DeWalt Power Tools Ford and the Pfizer Ford. In row 14 we have the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge and the Pennzoil Chevrolet. Starting from row 15 will be the Interstate Battery Chevrolet and the Haviland Dodge. In the 16th row are the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the Cheerios Dodge. In the 17th row are the UPS Ford and the Home Depot Chevrolet. In the 18th row are the 45 car and the Kodak Maxfilm Pontiac. Starting the race from row 19 are the David Green Pontiac and the 57 car. The 20th row has the Valvoline Pontiac and the Civil Air Patrol Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 21 will be the 5 car and the Target Dodge. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be 66 car.
All the preparation is over. It's game time.
Yeah. You knew it was coming. So, it'll be old news by the time that this video goes up, but after all the stuff that's been going on, NASCAR is returning to racing, which is great.
Still there.
Believe the first 2 races will be at Darlington. Not doing anything with fans in the near future, which is fine. Fewer people to spread it, the better. So yeah, that's a thing.
Okay, time to go. The leader is about 6 seconds ahead.
So as you can tell, I did turn the best line on, and it really didn't help. But it didn't help my times, but it helped my car control a lot better, because now I can see, and it is dynamic, it's based on your actual speed at the time, so it is helpful to me in the sense that, you know, I know when I need to brake to be able to turn. Unfortunately, I'm just that much slower than the rest of the field on a regular basis. But, you know, that's the point of this career mode. You gotta build yourself up. You know, I did not, because it's been about a week since I've recorded the first 3 videos of this. And I actually forgot to check the point standings and forgot to look at the progress on the thing that I'm researching.
Leader, stay hungry.
Go me. We're pushing. To be fair, at least on the more bank tracks, I can kind of get away with pushing high in the corners, but I'm not making up any ground on that pack of cars right there. Oh, no, maybe I'm making up a little. Still not a fan of the way this PS2 controller feels. I really need to get another one. There's something... It's not, like, terribly wrong with this analog stick, but you can definitely tell it's funky. Oh, no, I am actually gaining ground on him. Skinner's getting a little closer every lap.
All right, now get hungry. We need to eat up this 10-second gap to the leader.
Holy shit, 10 seconds. Right. I know we got 2, well, after this we'll have 2 races left on the pieces of the car that are being fixed, so basically the engine, chassis, and body that I used at Daytona. It'll be another 2 races after this before those are fixed, in which we'll be fixing these. So, fantastic. Trying to basically make enough money to where I can get the shortest time frame on the upgrades, because some of them, especially the later ones, can be like full seasons before you get any benefit from them, because it'll be like a full season before the construction's completed, which sucks, but you know, those are really like the last few engine shop and body, you know, those are like the last real tier of upgrades, if I remember right. Yeah, we're actually catching Skinner. We're not really catching the rest of them, but at least we're catching Skinner. Which makes sense. By this point, the Morgan McClure team was a shadow of its former self, and its former self wasn't really that fantastic. I mean, they were decent. They were pretty decent in the early 90s. You know, when they had Ernie Irvin and then Sterling Marlin drive for them, because, well, that was the team that Sterling got his 2 consecutive Daytona 500 wins driving for. Yeah, at least we're catching him. Not catching the rest of them, but hopefully we won't finish dead last.
Halfway on gas.
Oh, come on. Okay, some of these races I think I'm miscalculating, and I should only need to make like 1 pit stop per race.
Your right front tire's a little worn. Careful now.
The shorter tracks I'm not sure about as far as really pit windows, but strategies, because like the super speedways, I know I can go 2 right side tires in full fuel and be fine. The rest of these, it's just 4 tires and fuel, because I don't know what I can get away with. Come on, we might catch him this lap. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't like how fast I went into that turn.
We got 20 laps.
Come on. Come on. Oh, no, not good, not good, not good. Get out of the wall! I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but if you spend too long outside of the share draft with them, their ally rating actually drops. I don't know why.
The 4 car is outside.
Easy, buddy. That left front tire seat's...
I mean, we're gonna have to take 4 tires either way, especially with the way the insides are wearing.
The 4 car is still there. Oh yeah, great pass, buddy.
Right rear's getting...
Yeah, it's a fantastic pass there. I'm gonna try to go in with the second bunch.
You ready? A couple top 5 cars are on their way into the pits.
I don't really like doing it that way. I always like going in with the first bunch, but
Number 4 is still there. The 4 car is still there.
so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go high
Okay, we lost a spot.
and let him drop under me. There we go.
Several of the crews...
Alright, 4 tires. We don't have any damage to repair, so we're good on that.
The field heading down pit road. Good chance for the teams to make changes.
The only thing I do hate is it's a 70-mile-an-hour pit entry, but then it dips you down to whatever the pit road speed is, which, like, I get it. It keeps it more arcadey. And the Jackman has fallen over. Great.
Make any mistakes here. It'll be a routine 4-tire change. They'll all
Ah.
2 cans of gas. 4 tires of gas.
Oh, well.
Then stop.
That's what I get for cheaping out on the Jackman. Yeah. That costs us about a second and a half.
Watch the guys on the track. Car pass.
Jimmy Johnson's the leader.
Clear on both sides.
Alright, we'll get our lap back here. I think we're going to end up finishing last, though. I don't think anybody positionally is going to be even close to us.
Halfway to the checkered flag. Time to start making some moves now. Let's go.
Number 40 is down low. All clear, buddy.
Yeah, see, this is why I really should have gone in with the first bunch.
Looks like some of the leaders are headed down pit road.
We'll at least get our lap back
All
here.
right.
So, small consolation. wonder what position Newman's in if he was not behind me. Oh, I guess I was 2 laps down. Okay. That's fantastic.
Carlo.
I'm still a lap down. Great. Well, I can't say I expected anything different, honestly. The only tracks we're going to have a chance at are Daytona and Talladega, and that's not even a chance at the win. That's just a chance at finishing on the lead lap. I said, unless some cars end up pitting before the very end of this race, but I highly doubt that. I think... No, the races aren't short enough. I have had times where I've gotten off sequence at...
Got one down.
Yeah, there we go. First wall tap of the day. I have gotten times where I've gotten off sequence at tracks like Sonoma or Watkins Glen, and the races have been short enough that because I did that, I ended up finishing really good. These races aren't that short. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I mean, I would like to be wrong, because I'd like to get the money for finishing good, but...
Start out low.
We're pushing high. Car's tight.
Okay.
Back in. We basically just have to let everybody go around us, because we're just
Going inside.
so much... Well, I would have said so much slower. The funny thing is, out of the back markers, we're really not that much slower than the worst cars in the field. But now, because green flag pit stops, I never actually have a chance to finish anywhere but last. Granted, that pit mishap didn't help.
They're all around. Number 99, top 5.
10, buddy.
I don't remember having a rivalry with Burton.
You're clear.
God. No. Ah, fuck you, Jeff. Ah.
They're all around.
Bumped me up high and I couldn't do anything about it.
The 18 car is outside. You're clear.
I didn't exactly waylay into the brakes, but even just getting into them a little bit didn't do anything. It really, I mean, once you start pushing into the turns, you will not stop.
Start out low.
Come on, pass me.
Clear all around.
Said I don't think there's going to be any more stops at the end of the race. I mean, even then, I'm still a lap down, so it's not like I'm really going to gain any ground. Let's just do what we can, not tear up the equipment.
You're halfway on fuel.
We got 8 laps to go, so...
Your right front's wearing down. Keep an eye on it.
Bill Elliott's right behind me.
Got one high.
There he goes.
Still there.
I hate getting...
19 is inside.
Oh! Ooh.
All clear, buddy.
Okay, Mike Skinner blew up. We won't finish last.
Number 15 is down low.
Again, talk about small consolations.
Clear on both sides.
Unfortunately, we're still, you know, we're only not going to finish last because of attrition, but, I mean, it's something. CII doesn't seem to wreck on their own very much either. It's not like NASCAR 2001 where you had cars randomly sliding for no real reason. Although once a wreck does start, it can throw like cautions for half the rest of the race because pieces of debris will fly off people's cars. And yeah, it can get to be a pain after a while. Alright, we got 5 laps left. I think I've got the fuel to last, so I don't think there's going to be any more stops. At least, unless something weird happens. Something weird could happen.
Hold your line. You're still there.
You haven't got much longer on that left front tire.
Murray's going to come along the
42
side.
inside. You're clear.
Right rear's getting worn. Take it easy out there. Careful, you're getting low on fuel.
3 wide. Hold that line.
Come on, get around me.
Okay, we're clear.
Like I said, it's the weird thing. Like, we're not that much slower than the back of the field, but we're slow enough that it's just... it's a joke to try to hold on, really. Everybody just runs away from you pretty much.
White flag, next time by.
I mean, like I said, on the upside, we didn't get dead last. So, that's something. Alright, well, 42nd place. We'll listen to the race summary, and I will be back with you at the menu.
Finished in the back.
Ryan Newman wins.
It was all green flag racing in this one.
That's good news for all these teams because that can mean only one thing: no major wrecks.
The 56 car would like to have finished a lot better, I'm sure.
He stayed in the fight all race long. Things just never quite went his way.
From all of us here at EA Sports, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Alright, here's your point standing so far. Oh, okay. Sterling Marlin in first, Ryan Newman in second, Junior in third, Rudd in fourth, and Harvick in fifth. We are 42nd, just ahead of these three. And slightly behind Casey Mears. Alright, and we'll go over to awards. Newman got the pole award and the leading the most laps award. He did win the race. Tony Stewart passed the most people. Harvick sent the fastest lap. McMurray was the highest finishing rookie. And Waltrip apparently made the most exciting pass. We are last. No, we are not last. We have 3 drivers behind us in the Rookie of the Year standings. Dodge is second in the Manufacturers' Championship. Chevy is first. Pontiac and Ford are tied for third. That's something. And then lap champion. Well, we aren't on this board because we haven't led any laps. So that's it for this one, and I will see you in the next episode where we take on the Lady in Black, Darlington. See you then.